Welcome to Java 8 Jumpstart Part 1. My name is Donna Martin, and I'm going to be your instructor through this journey of learning Java. There are a couple prerequisites listed here. Basically, the people who come to take this class can be very experienced programmers coming from other languages, typically non-object-oriented programmers. So, for instance, someone like myself, I had a C background for many years, and then moved into the world of object-oriented programming with Java. So you may be someone like that. Or you may be somebody who doesn't have a programming background at all, and you're looking at Java as your first language. The nice thing about Java is it's going to fit both of those people. If you do not have a programming or a computer background, we do want you to have the basics, such as would be offered in these courses that you see here. Fundamentals of operating systems to help you become familiar with your computer. Programming for non-programmers, there's a couple choices for just getting you started in the world of programming, understanding logic, how to solve a problem, how to think like a programmer. And that really is something that is a skill that some of us take for granted. So we just want you to feel very comfortable so you can jump into Java and get started right away. Again, you can be an experienced programmer with other languages. You could be someone who's just wanting to brush up, or you could be somebody who you do need to understand the basics of programming. So you can't be total beginner. You need to have the prerequisites that are covered in these courses at the very minimum. So please look at those if you're just getting started. All right, so let's see what we're going to talk about in this class. The whole goal is to get you to create Java programs. So that's good. You're going to be doing that very soon and very quickly. We are going to teach you how to implement the standard language constructs. So the basics of the language. We'll talk about arrays and how to build arrays. If you know what those are, great. If not, you will. We talk about object-oriented. Java is an object-oriented language. So we're going to discuss, well, what does that mean? What's an object? What's a class? What's a method? What are constructors? These are all terms that are built in specifically to object-oriented languages. Now, not all languages are object-oriented. C and Fortran and COBOL, those are not object-oriented languages. But Java is. So we have to really talk about some of the theory and how to approach our programming from an object-oriented perspective. So we'll be doing that as we go, building our own objects and classes, our own methods, our own constructors. We'll talk about if statements so we can make some decisions. We'll talk about switch statements, which are also used for making decisions in our code. There's 3 types of loops in Java. We'll be covering those. And basically, by the time you're done, you're going to be doing some programming and you're going to be doing some object-oriented programming. So you will be an object-oriented programmer using the Java language. Now, when you're done with this class, when you're done with Part 1, the question is, where are you going to go next? And I'm hoping that you will consider taking Part 2. Java is a language that has a lot of strength to it. There's a lot to learn. So really, you need Part 1 and Part 2 to really have a solid understanding of Java. We go into more object-oriented techniques in Part 2. We talk about encapsulation. We talk about polymorphism. We talk about all these object-oriented terms. And we just keep doing more and more Java. You'll have a very solid programming experience with Java when you're done with Part 2. However, you can also move on and start doing some of the mobile application development. If you're interested, you could go into Introduction to Android, and then from there on to the Advanced Android. However, I still think that you'll be better prepared for that if you have finished Part 2 of Java Jumpstart. I just think it really explains the basics of object-oriented programming. Additionally, you can move on to another advanced programming language if you're interested. It's particularly an object-oriented one. Once you have all those basics down, a lot of the concepts apply across languages. But even if it's not an object-oriented language, you can still start with Java and then learn other languages as well. It just depends on what your interests are and what your needs are in terms of what you're looking to do. So there's lots of places that you can go. I think you'll find by the time you're done with this class, you not only will have an understanding of object-oriented programming, you'll be a good Java programmer, but you will also find that it affects your problem-solving abilities. You will be a better problem solver by the time you're done with these courses. I do want to thank you for taking this class. I think there's a lot of fun things ahead of us. I hope that you find that this is a course that is beneficial to you, and I hope that you have a little fun along the way. Thank you for joining me.